Okay. I guess this is kind of an okay. There we go. Okay, so I don't even know necessarily how to introduce this or even how to speak to a camera, so this is going to take me a little bit of extra effort. But basically what I want to do is start a series of my progression towards financial security and figuring out just how to survive in the world. And I find myself frequently trying to figure out all of these various things and organize my life just so that I can survive. And honestly, it can become kind of difficult sometimes, very stressful. And I find the only thing that really helps me get through that is when I seek out content that I can relate to of people that are also building something, that go through their own struggles, that are like perfect entrepreneurs, that are always on top of their fucking game, that are like,
yes, this is exactly what I need to do.
You know, I can't really relate to that kind of content. So when I find somebody who is maybe suffering from ADHD, somebody who hasn't been put in the right position to work for long periods of time, like maybe they have a day job, or maybe they have some sort of learning disability, something like that, but they still found the courage and the strength to continue and push themselves and survive. That's the kind of stuff that I seek, and that's the kind of person that I am personally. I have pretty bad ADHD, I'm sure of. I've never been diagnosed or anything, but it requires extreme effort just to figure out how to focus. Focusing does not come to me naturally at all. I'm constantly wanting to stimulate myself and turn my attention away from things, so it's been very difficult throughout my life to get work done, to survive, to finish projects. And the only way I'm going to be happy and fulfilled in life is if I cure that problem, if I create things that I'm very proud of, finish large projects, have a massive body of work, both creative and business centric. So basically this is going to be the process of me learning how to work, becoming better at working, surviving, building something, building various things. I've got a bunch of projects that I'm working on right now that don't even necessarily lead to any more money at all, but it's just the act of becoming more disciplined and overcoming struggle, enduring pain, and working on something that is, I think, equally as fulfilling as earning money to put food on my plate. So this video series is going to take you through the journey of me basically working on things and the truths, the realities of being somebody who doesn't come from a financially stable background, who has no cushion, who's basically out here in the world trying to make a name for himself, trying to make money, trying to survive. Because I'm broke. Right now I live in this small room. This is not really the most accurate representation, but this camera angle is absolutely garbage, so I apologize for that. I pay about less than $700 a month for it, including utilities, which is really fantastic, and it's in a very nice area as well. It's in Salem, Massachusetts, and it's about a walk away from a myriad of cafes, bakeries, and fun things to do, and so I'm very grateful to be here. However, sometimes it can be a little cramped in here. Often I would like to be able to live on my own because I live with some roommates. They're really fantastic people. I got really lucky, honestly, just in the location, the space, the price, the people I live with. Everything is really great. But I want to be able to earn enough money where this not only is easy to rent and I can afford the $700 a month with plenty more to survive on, contributing to savings, investments, whatever, but I would also like the prospect of having that option with $2,000 rent, having plenty of money left over while paying for an apartment that's much nicer and a lot more personalized and feels a little bit more like home. So, but yeah, we're going to be learning how to work on stuff in here. Not just in this room, we're going to be going around, and it's just going to be me, in summary, organizing my life, figuring out which projects work best for me, which provide me with the most
fulfillment.
And that's basically what we're balancing, is fulfillment and money. And from there, I think I'm going to grow a lot as a person as well. And then I'll also have the cushion to fall back on financially if I need it. So I really don't know how to explain that any further. I hope that makes sense what I'm saying there. But yeah, basically I'm broke as a joke right now, and I want to earn more money, but I also want to become a more holistic man at the same time. So I think this journey, for somebody who can relate to the person that I am, watching me go through the ups and downs and hopefully end up on a higher point of reflection, that might inspire them to be able to do the same thing, or it might help them get through their own low points. Maybe it would have been better if I recorded the video like this instead of like put it on my shoe rack right there. Like I said, I have no idea if any of that made any sense at all. I'm really hoping that did, because all I really want from this is the ability to communicate my perspective to an audience and to show what the actual process of being a quote-unquote entrepreneur is like. I come from no background of entrepreneurship. I'm just strictly doing this on my own and trying to improve myself. All right.
Peace out.
Okay. So, I probably should have a microphone right now instead of yelling into the ether and having you listen to my voice echo off the walls of my room. But I have a short list of things that I need to get done today. I apologize, I'm very nervous right now, so I'm gonna slur my words, all that kind of stuff. I have a few things I need to get done today. Number one, I need to do my breakfast dishes. Breakfast dishes. That's gross. Number two, I want to go to an art supply store and a Home Depot for a couple reasons. Home Depot and the art supply store. First, art supply store. My friend commissioned me to draw him something for his house. So I want to get some nice quality paper and begin working on that later in the day. And also it might be nice for me to get a couple pens to work on that project with. Then we're going to go to a place, maybe like Home Depot or somewhere else, to get materials to make a tripod, a makeshift tripod, Tom Sachs, Van Dyke style, for this camera. Because I had a tripod before. I don't know what happened to it. I really wish I still had it. It should be somewhere in my room or in my car, but for whatever reason it's gone now.
Cameron be like, where it at? Do you see the tripod in his room? No? How about in the car? No? You are bad at searching for tripods. Cameron be like, where the fuck is it? Lol.
But it's gone, and I don't know what happened to it, and I really wish I still did. In fact, I got so desperate that when I was making a film like 2 weeks ago, I ended up using a cup I found on the side of the street to get this one shot, just to hold my phone up, because I was going to prop the phone up and then walk in front of the shot, whatever. And I did that, and then after I flipped the cup upside down to reconfigure the shot, I noticed that there were poop logs inside of the cup, human fecal matter, turds. So we need a tripod so we can prevent experiences like that from happening again. But if I can find some sort of material that like stands up, that I can like connect my phone to in some way, that'd be fantastic. We need to go to nowhere else actually. Well, actually, yeah, we should go somewhere else. We're gonna go to a couple thrift stores because I want to start selling things on eBay. I think trinkets. I'm in the very early stages of a like Depop eBay store, thrift store. I really don't have any plans for this whatsoever. I just think selling small houseware items on these platforms would be a good way to make money outside of my job. So we're gonna do that, kind of jump right into it. In the past, I've been very hesitant to start businesses like this and collect whatever you would call that, like bulk amount of items, because I would be like, well, what if the business falls through, or what if I fail to like complete all the tasks? But now I'm gonna trust myself, know that I'm going to complete that. So I'm gonna go spend the money on the trinkets to sell later. As I say all of this, I really hope that I'm able to squeeze in all of this stuff into this period of time, because it's almost 1 o'clock right now, which isn't a whole lot of time to do these things, but fuck it. Finally, after that, I'm gonna go to the gym. Then hopefully we'll be done with the fucking day. Hopefully I get all this stuff done, honestly, because usually when I set like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and I set up like this series of things I really want to work on and get done, I end up like fucking up, or I do some sort of like, dude, hold on a second. What if I just go to the beach right now and spend like an hour and a half doing nothing? Which can be fun sometimes, but I tend to do that a lot when I have days like this where I need to allocate a majority of my 16 hours a week to, you know, important shit. Okay. Alright, this is gonna be very makeshift.
The current living situation is a box. It is not a bad box. In fact, it can be considered a nice box. There is enough room to survive. The claustrophobia isn't powerful enough to delay his morning rituals. There is a direction into and out of this room. He travels it on a daily basis, passing by remnants of other tenants, shrapnel dispersed from different experiences had within the same perimeter. And there's life around his new home, which is something he was hoping for when he began searching for a place of his own. The car is a big reason why he wants to accrue more money. He is a bit attached to the vehicle. It's been there for so many memories, realizations, and internal reflections. But after years of wear and tear, it runs the risk of breaking down at any moment, compromising the safety of himself and his friends. Though it does have a V6, which is kinda nifty.
When I showed up to the art supply store, I immediately noticed it was closed. I meant I had to cancel that plan, but no big deal. I made my way over to Home Depot and grabbed what odd objects I could salvage from their collection. Kind of just hoped that a tripod could take form from these trinkets in union. I don't know if you can see me, but I just got home.
I know. But there is something extremely simp about making a necklace. Yeah. There is. Operate. In cash, fake operate. Trying to get too passionate. And their fight is like fought within like, then drives right back and goes to work again as an electrician. People fucking hate him. And how much of a shit show it is when he loses.
The name is awesome and I love the branding.
Okay, so, update. I just tried making the tripod out of the materials that I had and I basically failed. I didn't account for a majority of things, so it ended up just being kind of like oh, there's a spider in front of me. It ended up being not a failure necessarily, but it just didn't work out the same way I anticipated. I can still use it for something. I can probably reuse the materials that I purchased for other things as well. But yeah, ultimately probably not going to be using that for filming things in the near future. And probably should have just spent the $14 on a tripod on Amazon.com. But anyways, despite that, I'm very tired right now. I'm like physically exhausted. I think it's because of a lack of food. So I just ate some food, a little bit of oatmeal with peanut butter. Now I'm going to start making music and hopefully not fall asleep in the process. So let's fucking do this, dude. Shut up. Nice. Unexpectedly, Dave invited me to hang out in Boston. I hadn't seen him in a while, and he was planning on moving to a different state soon, so I said fuck it. And I'll explain why later.
Dr. T. I'm a psychologist. Proctologist? What is that called? Psychologist? What's the doctor that works on people's asses? Can you answer my question? Everything you
Who did? He runs away.
Just lick the substance off your fingers, you'll be fine.
Think about all the drug-infused diarrhea that cockroach walked through.
Stop, dude. I'm actually gonna choke.
You literally just touch like a cockroach and then touch that hand and touch it with your hand. The amount of just the bug. Stop, dude. It's the next day. After reviewing the footage and editing it a bit, I've noticed a few things. Firstly, I didn't trust that I would get the work done. And in order to prevent existentialism, I need to trust my intuition and go with what I genuinely believe to be the correct course of action. Overcorrections can take the form of toxic self-doubt. Number 2, I like that I was willing to try something despite not researching it insanely. Because sometimes I fill my plate up with non-work that makes me feel like I'm doing something productive, when in reality it's just counterintuitive. I use the excuse that this stuff is all preparation before I begin something that's actually beneficial for my life, but it only delays action further and keeps me in a comfortable space. Number 3, I learned that productivity is more than just doing work. This series is more than just making money, so I'm going to shift it from what I had initially planned. It was going to be only about achieving full financial security, but I want to branch out to other holistic practices that enrich my experience on this planet. One of those, for example, would be me seeing my friend Dave before he goes away for a long period of time. That sounds like he's going to jail. He's not going to jail. He's just going to New York, which is kind of like jail if you look at it from that angle. Anyways, number 4, I realized that I made a lot of changes to my plan throughout the day. It's too early for me to decide whether or not this is a bad thing, so for now it's just an observation. I said I was going to get stuff done for that thrift business, and I didn't. I said I was going to go to the gym, but instead I went to see Dave. I spent a majority of my time making this pointless tripod that eventually fell flat and didn't even work. Ultimately, I observed that I didn't complete nearly as much as I'd hoped in the beginning, so something definitely needs to change, but I'm not sure what. Finally, I noticed that I still struggle to do focused work for extended periods of time. None of the work sessions I endured in this video lasted longer than 2 hours, and frankly the deepest work I accomplished was music production, which is considerably easy to throw myself in because it's my greatest passion. And if I'm being completely honest, I would consider that the only actual work that I did on this day. Everything else was kind of just like trying to prepare for other work sessions, like making the tripod or, you know, going to the store to get supplies, etc., etc. All I know is I need to find ways to cut back on the procrastination, the excuses, the distractions, and just start taking action towards the goals I've laid out in my cerebral journal. I'm reading this off a script, and that sounds kind of cool. I like that I wrote cerebral journal. That's nice. But yeah, ultimately, to take away from the serious tone of that little monologue right there, and just kind of reflect in my natural tone without reading off of a piece of paper, I do have to say that there were a lot of things that I didn't do exactly right, and I just want to make sure that I'm squeezing as many deep work sessions as possible into my day, because it seems like I never get 8 hours of work done on my days off, which is kind of frustrating because I have all of this time to do things, and a lot of it is spent on bullshit in between work. And yeah, I was hoping that through this reflection I could kind of break down what that bullshit is exactly, but honestly it's still a little bit confusing. And yeah, but anyways, the next one's gonna be better, I promise you. It's gonna be more fun, more casual, but there's gonna be a lot more work done. You're gonna actually see me hone my skills in a more efficient fashion, I guess you could say, because in this episode it was mostly just me dicking around. Okay, anyways, thank you so much for sticking around. If you have, appreciate you watching episode 1 and getting to this point in the video, because at this point it's just me fucking rambling into a little microphone inside of my Buick Century, because I was too nervous to record this in my house because I figured my roommates would be listening to me. Thanks. Bye.